Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today our topic is the rise of Mongol Empire. Who were Mongols? They lived in Central Asia, and during the Middle Ages they rose in Asia and occupied many parts of Europe. This was the largest unified empire in the history in 1294 AD. This was such a big empire that the Mongols had to divide it into four parts to manage it efficiently, to run it smoothly. This empire was known for its sheer military power. They were militarily very strong and they terrorized the world. They were known for their terror. Who was their founder? Their founder was Genghis Khan, who belonged to Central Asia, and he united different nomadic tribes of Mongol. Who were nomads? Nomads means people who don't have permanent settlement and they keep on traveling from one place to another in search of food. So the Mongols were nomad and they had different tribes. Genghis Khan united all the nomadic tribes of Mongolia and he founded the Mongol Empire, which was militarily very strong. It was a mighty power. It was very powerful. Mongols, after conquering many parts of Central Asia, came towards Iran. They conquered Persia, and then in 1258 they defeated the Muslim dynasty, which was known as Abbasid Caliphate. Hulagu Khan was the grandson of Genghis Khan, who attacked Baghdad and defeated the Abbasid Caliph. We are going to learn more about Abbasid Caliph in chapter number 4. Until 1294, the Mongols ruled the largest unified empire in the history, which occupied most parts of Asia and Europe. This was such a big empire that the Mongol ruler had to divide the whole empire into four groups to manage it efficiently. Each group was called Khanate. So the whole empire was divided into four Khanates. Now here is the picture of a famous Mongol ruler. His name was Kublai Khan, and he founded Yuan dynasty in China. He was the first Mongolian ruler of China. He was grandson of Genghis Khan. His rule was known for religious tolerance, means he gave religious freedom to people. He was interested in scientific advancements, and during his rule, the Yuan dynasty flourished. China made economic development, prosperity increased in his rule. Beijing was founded by him as his capital. Now let's have a look on the impacts of Mongol invasions on Europe and Asia. There is a question in exercise about this topic. Once the Mongols established their rule, they allowed the conquered people, particularly in Europe, the areas which were conquered by them in Europe, they allowed those people to continue their culture and religious practices. Means they gave religious and cultural freedom to people in Europe. Due to Mongols' occupation of Europe and Asia, travel and contacts increased between these two continents, and many travelers, European travelers such as Marco Polo, went to China. He stayed in China for 17 years and he brought back interesting information about Chinese technologies such as printing and explosive powder, which is used in guns, astronomy. Astronomy means the knowledge about heavenly bodies, medicine and mathematics. And sea explorers such as Vasco da Gama. You must have heard the name of Vasco da Gama. He was a Portuguese explorer. He belonged to Portugal, a European country. He started his journey from Europe. He went round the continent of Africa and reached the shores of India. So he discovered the route from Europe to India, a trade route, which was later used by Europeans to reach India from Europe. Under the Mongols, a tax system was developed and banking practices were developed, so economic development increased during their rule. But there were some side effects of this contact also. Due to the faster contacts between Europe and Asia during the Mongol rule, a serious problem arose. And what was that serious problem? A disease which was known as plague or black death transferred from China to the Black Sea and then to Europe and then to Middle East. Which area is Middle East? Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, Palestine. This area is known as Middle East. So this disease transferred from China to Middle East, and about 1/4 or 1/3 of the population of Western Europe and Middle East was killed due to this plague, due to this disease. This was the side effect of the interregional contacts between Asia and Europe during the Mongol rule. How did Mongol dynasty come to an end? They were such a big and powerful dynasty who defeated this dynasty. Actually, there were many reasons involved in the downfall of this dynasty, such as the war for throne or their internal disputes of the rulers, and lack of able leadership after the death of Halaku Khan, and corruption harmed Mongol dynasty, and it was easily defeated. It was easily defeated at the hands of Egyptian Muslims. Muslim rulers, they were known as Mamluks. They were very powerful and they easily defeated Mongols. And in this way, this huge power, this huge dynasty came to an end.